victory over the North Vietnamese in the Nha Drang Valley, measured by a kill ratio of 12 to 1, convinces U.S. commanders to implement a new strategy: search and destroy. The plan is brutally simple. Search out the enemy in South Vietnam and then destroy them in numbers so high they will no longer be able to continue fighting. For the first time in modern U.S. military history, victory in war will be measured not by territory taken, but by body count. But as U.S. and South Vietnamese forces battle through the vast countryside and winding rivers, they quickly discover that the enemy has a plan of their own. The Viet Cong have meticulously planted tens of thousands of mines and booby traps. They have dug hundreds of miles of tunnels to move soldiers and weapons and launch surprise attacks. And perhaps worst of all, they hide in plain sight, indistinguishable from the 17 million civilians. If they are to win the war, U.S. leaders realize they need an enormous number of boots on the ground. 1966 becomes the year of escalation.
When we graduated, one of the commencement speakers quoted President Kennedy, saying we should ask not what our country can do for us, but ask what we can do for our country. Well, the more I hear about Vietnam, the more I think I'm finally starting to understand what those words mean.
In San Bernardino, California, Barry Romo is feeling the effects of the growing war.
And this sort of led me to thinking about,
well, if I believe in the war, then I have to actually join the military and go and fight. Really put my principles into action. When I told my father I was going to enlist, he said, "I don't want you to go." And I said, "Well, you served." He said, "But your brother and I went to war to fight people who were putting other human beings in ovens. All you're going to do is go fight some poor farmer that doesn't want to be bothered."